Welcome back to Diane's World. Today I am going to show you how to make these delicious snacks from Nigeria. They are called Nigerian meat pies. Everyone loves them, or at least almost everyone. The meat pies have a flaky texture on the outside and it just melts in your mouth on the inside. It tastes phenomenal. You have to try this recipe. I hope you want to try this recipe after watching this video. Please stick around and enjoy. The first thing you need is a bowl. I have just measured out 500 grams of self-raising flour. You will need some sugar, baking powder, some salt, butter, 2 eggs. The first thing we need to do is to prepare the dough. Add all the ingredients except butter and the eggs. Mix it all up. And then add your butter. Now you have to make sure that the butter is not melted. It has to be cold, not frozen, but cold. This is really important because we are trying to have a flaky texture. Mix until it looks like breadcrumbs. As you can see, I still have a few lumps of butter in there, and that is okay. Next, we will add our eggs. Once you add the egg, mix it with your fingers. Gently fold in the dough because we do not want the heat from our hands to melt the butter. Add a teaspoon of water to bring it together if necessary. In the end, you should have a dough which looks something like this. The next thing we are going to do is to store the dough in the fridge. Make sure it is covered either with cling film or a cover if you have one. Next, we are going to prepare the filling. We will need some minced meat. I only needed to use 300 grams of meat, but you can add more. You need 1 medium potato, a small carrot, a small onion. You also need some spices. For my recipe, I will be using rosemary, salt, and curry, bell pepper, and I am using nor. This is a seasoning which is used in a lot of dishes and I love the way it tastes. It just adds so much flavor. You also need your chopping board, a knife, and a peeler. Peel your potatoes and chop them into cubes, small cubes. This is the size we are looking for, so it can fit comfortably into your pastry. We will be using just a little bit of bell pepper. Chop them into tiny pieces like I am doing here. I'm also using half of a medium onion. Chop the onion into tiny pieces as well. Next, we are going to peel our carrots and chop them into small cubes. My carrot was large, so I only used half of it. And now we have all our ingredients ready. We have the meat, the potatoes, the carrots, the pepper, the onion, the nor, and the spices. Since there is a lot of fat already in the meat, I just use a non-stick spray for the onions and the pepper. So add your onions and your pepper and stir. Once the onions start to turn brown, add your meat and stir. After it has cooked for a few minutes, add your nor seasoning. And then add your remaining spices. Stir occasionally. That already looks good, but we're not done yet. At this point, when the meat is cooked, you will add your potato. When the mixture starts to dry up, add some water. The water will help to cook the potatoes. Add water in little portions until the potato is semi-cooked. The mixture will start to thicken. In order to avoid too much water in the filling, we will be adding a mixture of flour and water. Mix half a tablespoon of flour and water. Add this mixture to the filling. You will notice that the mixture will start to thicken up and there will be no more liquid left at the bottom. Now you can add the carrots. Another 3 minutes on the fire and the filling is ready. It should look similar to this when you are done. Put the filling in a bowl to cool down. Next, we should prepare our baking tray. To work with the pastry, we will need a rolling pin, a round shape to cut out the sides, and a fork to seal the ends. After at least 30 minutes, I usually leave mine for an hour. Take out the pastry. Make sure you have some flour on the side. You will need it to keep the pastry from sticking to the surface. Next, we are going to cut the pastry into 8 pieces. Cut it in half, and then in 2, and then again in 2. We will be working with a piece at a time, so I would advise that you put the other pieces in the fridge in the meantime. Take a piece and knead for a few seconds. We just need it to form a ball that we can roll. Roll the dough, turn it 90 degrees, roll it again, and repeat that until you have a sort of round dough to work with. Place the round shape on top and cut around it. And then add your filling. Gently fold one half of the pastry to meet the other half, and then seal it. Press very gently with your fingers. Next, take a fork and seal the ends. This also adds a nice pattern. Once you are done, place it on your baking tray, and then repeat the process with all the other pieces. Once we are done filling the pastries, we will apply egg wash to the top. Next, we need to poke holes in the pastry. This step is very important because it will allow steam to escape. If you have kids, you may also find it interesting to take some cutters and make some shapes. And then we can pop our pastry in the oven for 30 to 45 minutes. Once your pastry is done, it will look like this. That looks delicious. Oh, it is flaky on the outside and just melts in your mouth. And the smell The smell is just glorious. I just had to take a bite. So there you have it, my meat pie recipe that I absolutely vouch for, and I think you will enjoy if you try it out. Let me know in the comment section if you would like to see more related recipes or if you actually do try this out. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so yet. See you next time.